I think a key inspiration behind this book has to do with the fact that all the three of us, I cannot speak on behalf of the other two, but I still think all the three of us recognize that academia tends to be very conservative, and there's a lot of exciting new stuff that can be done. So we wanted to write about that not to let the conservatism of the sector stop us from being excited. And we were very excited about writing this book. You know, it's new stuff, not earth-shaking, but new stuff.
A lot of our viewers are wondering what actually motivated you to open up your own business school.
Well, I kind of felt that I was, as you heard from Howard and others, I was head of IMD for 15 years. And I also used to own my own shipping company. And just as you came in, we discussed here now, it's important that, should we say, the ownership structure of a business school or a shipping company or any organization is such that you can make rapid changes. And you know, I don't have a board to ask. I don't need to ask anybody. We can make the changes. So, for instance, we have temporarily closed down our doctoral program, and we have closed down, probably for good, our undergraduate program. So we are now very much focusing on executive MBA and corporate programs.
Well, now, what's the secret of your success, in running a business school? I mean, everybody at the National Critics' Choice, marveled the way you run it. What's your secret? What are the three keys to your secret?
I think, I don't know. I mean, I don't know whether I've been successful or not, but I do think that even though I own my school 100%, I need to remind myself every day that I'm only effective if the rest of the team thinks that I'm effective. So owning doesn't mean that I can dictate to the others what to do. In that sense, it's a participative process. And I think that's important, that we as deans are not there because the board or put us in or we own it, but we are there because the rest of the team wants you to be there and to work for them.
Now, what's the biggest challenge for the business school in the 21st century that you see?
I think the biggest challenge is to bring across this modern thinking, because I mentioned in my comments that the business schools are perhaps conservative, the faculty are perhaps, but I think it's also fair to say that the clients, the students, are often conservative, and if you go to the corporate sector, the human resource vice presidents who are responsible for picking schools to provide the training in company trainings, they want to play it safe, so they go to the old established schools. So in that sense, I think the biggest challenge for business schools is to have the market appreciate the innovations one is trying to do.
And what's next for you, sir?
Well, I don't know. I'm 70 years old now. I'm enjoying this a lot, and that's one of the reasons I'm going back tonight.
So, do you have any plans to write your next book?
Yes, I'm working on 2 new books, or basically 3. One book is done, and it talks about the fact that a careful segmentation of the market, typically leading to, should we say, the young multitasker. And then, secondly, a careful understanding of what types of innovations does that multitasker want. And then a careful understanding of how do you communicate with that multitasker. So that book is done together with a guy who was president of a big consumer products company. And it looks as if you understand this, the segmentation, the relevant innovation, the relevant communication, the higher price, the more you sell. So that's the first one. And the other two books, I'm, as you know, working very hard on a new book on shipping, and then I'm working on another book on should we say, the innovative challenges of the business school.
What would be the one advice do you have to give for policymakers and entrepreneurs who wants to start a business school the way you did?
I think that it's important to have. I don't think you need to be very well off, but you need to have enough of an economic base to be able to, should we say, run the entire distance. So, for instance, we are now cash flow positive, but it took almost 4 years to get to that. And if I had run out of cash after 1 year, that would be the end of it. So, I'm not saying that it's necessarily very expensive to start a business school and to innovate, but I think it's important to have some realism as to the cash resources needed.
Well, once again, thank you for joining us here at the National Critics' Choice, and we look forward to your next book.
Thank you very much. Thank you.